She had lived in old houses before. This one was just older than most, more than 100 years old. Wood that had settled long before she arrived, pipes that clicked and sighed at night, trees whose branches scraped the roof when the wind changed direction. She told herself these sounds were normal. They had to be. She lived there with her young son, and for a while, a medium-large dog. Before that, she'd been a child who feared the dark, not because of stories, because once, a long time ago, a neighbor boy had looked into her bedroom window at night. That memory stayed. So when the house creaked, she didn't investigate. She stayed still, pulled the covers higher, waited for morning. When her marriage ended, she kept the house. Her ex-husband kept the dog. The dog door stayed. It was large, cut low into the back door. Too large, really. But it had always been there, and like most things in old houses, it faded into the background. The back gate didn't latch properly either. Sometimes it swung open in the wind. Sometimes it clanked against the fence. She noticed, then forgot again. One evening, just before dark, she and her son were in the front room watching a movie. Nothing unusual, just background noise and the glow of the television. Her phone died. She only owned one charger. It was never where it was supposed to be. She found it in the kitchen. As she crossed the room to plug it in, she felt it. Not a thought, not a sound, a physical sensation. Her skin prickled, her stomach dropped. The feeling that something was very, very wrong. She turned toward the back of the house. The gate was open again. That wasn't what stopped her. Someone was sitting in the yard, cross-legged, still, facing the house. They wore a hood, dark sunglasses. Even though the light was fading, they didn't move. She stepped closer to the window. They didn't move. She waited for them to notice her, to stand, to leave. They didn't. She became certain they could see her, certain they knew she was watching. Still, they didn't react. She locked the back door. Her hands shook, but she moved quietly. She grabbed her phone and charger and went into the dining room where her laptop was already open. She messaged the first person she saw online. "Someone is sitting in my yard, staring at my house. My phone is dead. If I don't respond in a few minutes, please call the police." She assumed the person would leave once seen. They didn't. She waited. Her son asked why they weren't going to the kitchen for water. She said they'd go later. Her phone finally turned on. She called 911. Her voice stayed calm. She told the dispatcher she thought the person might be gone now, but she asked, politely, urgently, that an officer please check the yard. The dispatcher stayed on the line. She asked her to confirm the doors were locked. The woman crept back toward the kitchen, staying low. The back door was locked. Then she noticed the dog door, large, unblocked, useless. There was no way to secure it. She straightened slightly to look into the yard and came face to face with the hood and sunglasses, right at the glass, close enough to see her reflection in the lenses. The dispatcher told her to grab her son and go to a locked room. She turned, she ran, she picked up her son, and then she heard it. The slow, unmistakable sound of the dog door swinging open, once, then back. She didn't wait. She ran out the front door, leaving it open, crossed the street, pounded on her neighbor's door. They let her in. They distracted her son. She cried. She remembered the cat still inside her house. Police arrived minutes later. They came through the side gate, with her, the woman in the hood. She had been sitting on the back step, calm. Her arm moved slowly, deliberately, swinging in and out of the dog door, back and forth, as if testing it, as if practicing. The dog door was boarded shut that night. They moved not long after. Even now, she isn't sure whether the sounds she heard before that evening were just the house, or something learning its way in.